Well, we got a beautiful set of augers here. Wow, we've got this guy here. Nice. Got a reaming. Another one for reaming. And the problem is, I got nothing to need something to attach to this end to drive it in. Well, these are pretty much, not usable. These won't even fit in a drill. They might fit in a 3/4 inch drill. We wouldn't want to do that. There we go. That's what we need. We need a vintage or antique driver. Auger driver. Look at this. Loosen this up. We loosen up the chuck. Loosen that up nice and good. Oops. Put the auger in there. There you go. We tightened it up. Now we're ready. Now we're ready. Look at that. Give something a good reaming with this. Alright, so what we want to do today is we want to restore, not really restore, that's not really the right word. This unit is functional right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to clean it up. Okay, and yeah, just make sure everything functions properly, clean it up, make it look nice. But the primary thing is just to make it usable, fully functional, usable. We're going to clean up and then lubricate, and we might even blue it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we feel. We're just going to give it, some TLC, some attention. All right, we're going to start by breaking this down. First thing we're going to do is take the chuck off. Got the chuck off. You got the jaws. Pretty cool. They just fit in there like that. Okay. So on the handle, we have 3 flathead screws. Take those out. Surprised how tight that is. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of rust inside where the knob was, the handle knob. Okay, a lot of rust actually. So I'm glad that we're breaking this apart and redoing this. Yeah. So this wrench, we're not sure of how old it is yet, but it's probably over 100 years old. So probably the first time it's apart, based on the condition of these screws. These screws are very rusty, and so yeah. Basically, this is just a shaft that's knurled over, or hammered over, I should say. So I'm just grabbing the shaft, which I can get to. I'm lucky enough to be able to get to, just to remove enough material where I can get this. This is almost like a washer on here. Okay. Alright, so on the ratchet we got a couple pins here. So we're going to take those pins out and see where we're at. Basically, this is the ratcheting mechanism. Put a spring in between. It's cool. That'll work. Pins. Alright, so you can see that exposed now. Pretty cool. And this spins freely without the ratchet pieces. So after you get the ratcheting piece off with the 2 pins, you got to look very closely to see where the next pin is. Once you take that off, it exposes a pin that's holding the chuck on. The chuck shaft, I'll call it. Okay, so you need to drive that out. Just take note, I always like to take note of how stuff comes apart so I can see that the threaded, or where the pin goes in, okay, is not centered here in this collar. Alright, so it's more towards the top. Alright, so you want to make sure it goes back together the same way. Okay, so there's a pin here, okay, that I took out, hoping this piece would come off and then I could take this collar off. But it's not possible because this is brazed. Okay, I don't know if that is factory or not. Why would they have a pin if they brazed it? I don't know. Anyway, but this is solid. I don't want to take this brazing off. So we won't be able to take this collar off. We'll just deal with it. Got the pin out. So, yeah, so that's it. Okay, so here we have a disassembled as far as we can go. Okay, we cleaned up the handle, we sanded it down to 400. We checked for a seam to see if it's a split handle design. But I guess from the factory it is not. I can only assume that because this is a solid bar. This does not come apart either. This is a solid, one solid piece of metal. Okay, the bar, the round bar is. Okay, this piece is welded on. Brass wire wheel, everything. Brass, I like to use brass because it's very low impact. You're not going to take any material off of, you know, when you're hitting it with a harder substance, a harder metal, if you will. You're not going to affect the metal. Okay, I've seen some comments out there where people are saying, geez, you didn't, not me personally, but I've seen some other comments on some other restoration sites where people are complaining that people are taking metal, and like especially particularly files, you know, restoring, so-called restoring files, and you know, ruining them. Okay, so if you're using a brass wire brush, you're not going to ruin any hard metal. Okay, so you know, unless we're talking about, you know, something that needs a real finished look. You would never use something like this on something that you need a real finished look on. But if rough items like this chuck, piece of the chuck off this antique drill, auger, a hand drill, yeah, it's fine, you know. So yeah, so You pretty much have to determine that yourself. If you're gonna polish something out to a shine, where you're gonna end up hitting it with like 1500, probably not gonna want to use this. I don't know what kind of material it is, but so you have to determine that for yourself. All right. So we got the chuck, all right, and we got a lot of indentations, okay, on here from the 100+ years of use. I don't want to affect any of this knurling, okay, so we're going to leave that alone. We're just going to use some 120 in here in this belly area, just to see if we can. We'll take out some of the very shallow ones and just reduce. I'm going to mask off the area that's knurled so we don't affect that area. There's nine small ball bearings in the Ratchet. So we're just hitting them with some degreaser. All right, just to get rid of whatever lubricant was is there. Well, that's got a nice ring to it. We have everything cleaned. Corrosion has been removed. Rust has been removed. Polished out some of the parts. We polished out. We cleaned up. You can see how much we cleaned up that chuck without losing any of the knurling. We took off a lot of the little dents and whatnot. Okay, we didn't remove too much material, but we got it to a point where it really looks good. We polished it up as well. We use a product that we like to use when we don't want something to re-rust. Guess what it is? I know we use it a lot. I like the blue. I like the blue. That must be the gunsmith in me. All right, and I think the only thing we won't blue is the chuck we polished out. I'm going to set that aside. Perma Blue. Birchwood Casey. Great product. You need to get these into a water bath to stop the process. Okay, now we're going to blue the main shaft. All right, we're back. We're just going to take some tap water and just deactivate the blowing process. We're going to hit these components. We already hit them with some all right, we're prepared for reassembly. We've got everything ready to go. Everything's been blued except for the outer chuck, which has been cleaned up and polished. The handles, the wood I should say, been sanded and treated with linseed oil. All right, we're going to start the handle end. Start with those basically what we're doing there is just mushrooming this head, which is what holds this this retainer on that holds everything together. Okay. Hope you like the way I did it. This is kind of my style. I love bluing, so we cold blued this. Everything except for the chuck adjuster or the chuck adjustment sleeve itself. We linseed oiled the wood. This is the original wood, okay, in great shape. All right, it's a fantastic piece that we got off a excellent eBayer last week, and it was shipped here today. And so so we did the restore today. I was really looking forward to doing it. Never done restore on one of these. Never had one of these drills, these hand drills, and so I'm excited to put this to good use. This will be something that is going to see action. So it's one of the reasons why we blued it. I like the way the bluing looks, but this will be in the shop. It'll be getting used. Yeah. So ready for a test. Let's do it. Alright, so we got a 2x4 here ready to go. These two holes, like a double buckshot. That was from last week with the power drill. Alright, so this, today, we're going to try this guy out. Get you down in here. See how that works. Look at that. That's working fantastic. See that? You can see that action. Smooth. Complete. Worked fantastic. Looks fantastic. very, very, very satisfied with the results. Number 322. All right, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of history. Okay, so now I can use my bits, augers. All right, and yeah.